Mike Lamb gets the start at 52 against Joe Shimko. So Villano and Palazzi will be bumped up, and Mike Lamb gets the call for the Blue Streaks. Mike Lamb comes in with a record tonight of 13-5-1. Shimko tonight with a record of 17-4-1. And the wrestlers go off. Mike Lamb last time out against Phillipsburg at 145 pounds, decision Pat Matsko by a score of 9-8. No score, 1:19 to go in the first period. Recent tough competition. Lamb was a loser, 10-8 to Joe Gretzi of Hunterdon Central. He did have a loss, 9-7 to Steve Butler of High Point. And against Delaware Valley, he drew with Matt Krieger, 8-8. So Lamb has seen some tough competition this year and still has been able to come up with a pretty decent record. Close to the takedown is Joe Shimko, potentially dangerous. And I think the injury clock is going to roll. Potentially dangerous hold. And Mike Lamb, 13-5-1, takes a little bit of a break with head coach Jim Reynolds. Now Bob Drurley arguing his case. And it looks like Joe Shimko says he's ready to wrestle. And it looks like Bob Drurley is not going to win this one. He's saying it's no penalty points, just a potentially dangerous hold. And take a look at the look on Bob Drurley's face. Drurley's just beside himself with a 31-9 score. 43 seconds to go in the opening period. Mike Lamb and Joe Shimko. Lamb is just a sophomore. Shimko is a senior. But yet no scoring here in the opening period. Now Shimko dives in for that right leg. But blocking it off. And close to the takedown was Mike Lamb, but he didn't get it. And now here's the takedown for Shimko. And Shimko takes him almost to his back as the period ends. We end the first period with Joe Shimko with the early takedown, leading by a score of 2-0 over Mike Lamb. Ready for the start of the second period. Joe Shimko and Mike Lamb. Mock up, and now Lamb trying to break him down. Rick Thompson in the crowd tonight. Head coach of Hackettstown, former coach of the Peaburg Stateliners, enjoying the match. And I wonder what's going through his head right now, seeing his former team, the Stateliners, trailing by a score of 31-9. Trying to stand and come out for an escape is Joe Shimko. Neutral, and they'll come back to center. (31-9). Warren Hills with a commanding lead right now. But this is the way they jumped out the last time. And it was the strength of the Peaburg lineup bringing them back, and they fell short by 1. On deck at 160 pounds. Well, it's either going to be Villano or Palazzi for the Blue Streaks, and probably Jody Kraus or Jared Spencer for the Stateliners. Not much scoring here. 2-0 to score as Joe Shimko leads Mike Lamb with 1 minute to go here in period number 2. And now trying to take Lamb to his back is Joe Shimko. The experience starts to show here, but Shimko close to coming out. And he has an escape, and it's 2-1. Or rather, 3-0. Shimko with the escape. They'll come back to center with 27 seconds to go here. In the second period, Lamb dives low, missed, and now a headlock thrown in by Shimko. Tries to underhook Lamb's left arm stalemate, called by Tony Tabacino. They'll come back to center. And with a Warren Hills lead right now, a pretty quiet crowd here in what they call the jungle. There's a takedown and a 5-0 lead for Joe Shimko with a takedown. 3 second period points with 2 seconds, 1 second, and we go to period number 3 with Joe Shimko leading Mike Lamb by a score of 5-0. Think we'll see Krause or Spencer at 160 pounds, Bob?
I think you're probably going to see, you know, I've been wrong already quite a few times. I think what you're going to see is Jared Spencer in against Brian Palazzi, and then Krause up in weight against the senior. I don't think he would bump up Jared Spencer 2 weights. He would just be giving up too much weight. That's probably what's going to happen. First you'll see Spencer, then you'll see Krause.
All right, so that's what the wheels are turning right now for Phillipsburg, as described by Bob Flounders. And we have an escape. 6-0 with the escape for Joe Shimko. And he is working on a major decision here. Lamb trying to stave off the major. And off the mat they go. Potentially dangerous, as Lamb is rubbing his left eye. Tabacino called it, and the Peaburg fans don't like it. Shirley trying to talk to Tabacino. Shirley's going to go out and try to argue his case, saying that it was a legal hold, but not going to get the call his way tonight. 1:40 on the clock in the third period. 6-0 the score. Shimko leads Mike Lamb. Lamb tries to come out. And there's an escape for Lamb. Makes it 6-1. 5-point margin right now for Joe Shimko, the senior, against Lamb, who's a sophomore, and they go on. .114 on the clock in the third period. Shimko picking up on that leg, trying to take him down, and he's got it. Takedown for Shimko, and he leads it now by a score of 8-1. And with 1 minute to go, Shimko working on a major, tries to bar the arm and just pull Lamb back, but Lamb won't go to his back. And Shimko now tries that near cradle with a head on the side, and grabs the leg and cups the chin. Shimko pushing with his head. With 32 seconds left, and Lamb trying to keep away from a major. 30 seconds to go in the third period. Lamb trying to come out, and Lamb is close to coming out. Shimko hanging on now with 15 seconds, trying to get that one more point for a major, but he hasn't have it yet. Jim Reynolds with a hands cup. He holds the instructions, and they'll come back to center with 7 seconds to go. Every point counts, and Shimko wants the major. Lamb's trying to hold on and avoid it. Just trying to sit and turn in is Lamb with 2-1, and that will do it. Joe Shimko wins it by a score of 10-1 against Mike Lamb. Peaburg picks up a couple of needed points, and we'll be back with a 160-pound bout in a moment.
HBO.